Hello beautiful people, Tia here. Today I bring you, as you can see, a very different video from the blog that I usually record because today I would like to answer some questions about Korean uni life and how I came to Korea and how I am currently living my university life in Korea now that coronavirus is going out a little bit. So this will be a Q&A of I thought the questions you would be most curious about Korean university life. So I will try to make this video not very long, but I will probably fail at it. So yeah, let's get into the video. So before we start, I have to say that the place I am at right now is actually the study room for the Department of Physics, and I am from the biology department, and that is because I tried to go to our department study room, but they are making some constructions or some remodelations to the first floor in this building, which we share with the Department of Physics and Mathematics. So I literally tried to enter the building from every place possible, but it was impossible to get to the room from biology. So yeah, I came to the one in physics. I am actually not allowed to come inside because I am not a physics student, but thank God it's vacations. So yeah, this is what it looks like. See, just so that students don't have to go to the library and anything, and they just can study and meet up here. And this is actually my third option, because my first option was not to go to the biology study room. My first option was to go to a lounge that is in the building where we have all the class. But today it was a graduation picture taking day, so everyone is literally putting on makeup and changing their clothes and putting on their suits on there. So I was like, nice timing. So in the end I ended up here. It's not a terrible background, but I hope you understand. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into the video. So for the first question, I am going to just give a little bit of information about myself so that you have an idea of who I am. So my Korean name is Han Ji-hye. My Spanish name is Gabriela Morales Flores, and I am currently 22 years old, studying at Sungkyunkwan University in the Suwon campus. We have two campuses, one is in Seoul, and the Science campus, which is the one that I am currently attending, is this one, which is located in Suwon, which is the capital city of Gyeonggi-do, and is around 30 minutes away from Seoul, but Seoul is very big, so I cannot really make comparisons. Now, let's get into the first question. So for the first question, we have what is my uni, my year, and my major. So as I just said, I am attending Sungkyunkwan University, so in Korean Sungkyunkwan 대학교, and I am doing a double major. I am majoring in biological sciences, and I am majoring in 융합 생명공학, which is integrative biotechnology. So those are my two majors, and I am currently a fourth year student this year. However, I am not really sure if I will be able to graduate this year. Most probably not, because as I just said, I am doing a double major. So probably I will take a fifth year in order to complete all my classes. Okay, so for the next question we have, when does the university school year starts and end in Korea? So this is a little bit different from uni to uni, and actually our uni has less weeks in a semester than other unis, and I don't know why. So our semester is composed of 15 weeks in total, and we have 2 semesters a year. Our uni actually starts 1 week before other unis. So we start on this time, we are starting on the 27th of February, and we are going to be finishing maybe the 9th of June, which is the second week of June. So it's a total of 15 weeks, and it's like 4 months. So I know that for other countries is a little bit different. So for example, semesters in Spain are much longer, but in Korea they are very, very, very short. And that's cool, because that makes you have around two months and a half of vacations, which is what I am enjoying right now. So that's the university year in Korea. Let's get into the most important question of today. Obviously, the reason you probably came to this video is to have answered this question, and it is, what was my profile to get into Songyungwan University as an international student, like a full-time student, not an exchange student. And I am going to be bluntly honest with you guys, because before coming to Korea myself, I also wanted people to tell me how the hell they got into a Korean uni themselves, like what were their grades, what was their profile, what did they do during high school or middle school, I don't know, to get into a Korean uni. So my uni is one of the top universities in Korea. I'm sure you have heard of SKY, which is Seouldae, Yonseidae, and Boryeodae. So my uni was not within these three universities for at least until 2015 maybe, but it has gone up a lot in recent years. So we actually consider like Songyungwan University as SKY, along with other unis like KAIST. So yeah, just to give you kind of like a basis on how the standards of my uni relatively to other Korean unis are. So yeah, what was my profile to get accepted? So I have it written here because it's a lot of information, so please allow me to read. So for my average grade during high school in Spain is only 2 years. For example, in United States is 3, but for us it's only 2 years. So I had an average grade of 9.32 or 9.35 out of 10. I don't remember exactly, but that would give you a rough idea, I guess. Apart from that, I graduated with honors during my last year of high school. So during my graduation, they gave out diplomas for the people who had the highest grades, and I turned out to have the highest grade within people from science and humanities. So I was awarded a graduation honor diploma, and I was given a scholarship, a full scholarship to pay my first year of university in Spain. But I came to Korea, so I did not enjoy that. Neither did I want to. I also, apart from my Spanish high school diploma, I did the International Baccalaureate, which is an international high school program that is like acknowledged or recognized all over the world. Not all unis, but most of them. That is why this program was created. So I got both my Spanish high school diploma and my international one. So for the grade of the international one, I actually did not get a high grade at all. So out of maybe 42 points or 45 points, maybe I got like 33, which is incredibly low. So I just got a little bit over the range in order to get the diploma. And the reason is because doing both programs at the same time was really difficult for me. So I tried to concentrate only in the one that I knew I was going to get the highest grade, which was the Spanish one. So the other one, I got it just as a plus in order to improve my profile and in order to know much more about biology. And also for my university entrance exam, I got 12.72 or 12.78. I think it's 12.78, but I am not completely sure, so that is why I am giving you this range out of 14, which is not terrible, but it's not the highest grade ever. I did pretty bad in some exams actually compared to what I expected, but it was a decent grade, and as you can see, it got me into this uni. So those were my grades. Some universities in Korea actually don't ask for your university entrance exam grade because they don't know the standards there, right? Like they cannot compare it to Korea. But some others, like Songyungwan University, they ask for it. And obviously the higher it is, the more probabilities you have to get accepted. But if you are not very sure about the uni that you want to go to, please read the guidebook that is in the web pages of the Korean unis. They will give you all the information there. So apart from my grades, obviously I attached other things, other activities in order to improve my profile, of course. So when you apply to Korean unis, they don't ask you only for your high school transcript and all your grades and all your exam grades. They ask you also for like the different activities that you did during high school. Middle school, you cannot attach them, so during high school. And that includes activities like if you won an award for, I don't know, an essay contest, or if you participated in a workshop or a conference, or if you did some research, or if you did volunteering activities. All of these things that make you different from the rest, that make you stand out from the rest, you should really attach them. Because that will that will make them understand that this student is not just a student who studied, but a student who tried to improve him or herself as a person, and who did other active things apart from just studying. So I attached so many things. Like, I went to a math camp in which you could get accepted only through like a screening process. So I had to write like a really nice essay, and I got accepted. And I also went to a conference in order to present my research. And yeah, I did so many, I also did volunteering activities. So I did so many activities that I attached like the diplomas, and I also asked my high school to, like, every activity that I did, they would kind of like write a paper, write a document for me, like acknowledging that I actually did that. So you can ask your high school to provide you with documents like that. So this obviously made me stand out from the rest, apart from my grades. Finally, the last point about my profile, which I think gave me actually the more points compared to my grades and the documents that I attached, like the extra documents, and it was my topic exam. So I got a topic 5 out of 6. And I know that it is a requirement to have at least topic 4 in order to get accepted into this uni. So, oh well, I actually haven't told you. When I got accepted, I got a scholarship, like a tuition fee waiver, and that was awarded to the students that were like stood at the top of the accepted students at that time. So I was within the 3%, the highest 3% of the students accepted. So that means that my profile was like much better than other 97%, right? So that would give you an idea. Even if you don't have a profile like mine, you may probably be accepted as long as you have decent grades and you did some activities, and especially as long as you got topic 4 or higher. So I am sure that getting topic 5 or 6, rather than having a nice average grade, like the topic grade, I think is even more important. So the moment you present the uni with topic 5 or 6, probably will be accepted, even if your grade is not that nice. So I think this is something that you should definitely have into account when applying to at least Songyungan University. However, I have to say, so much information. However, I have to say that in our uni there are 2 different application tracks. So there is a track for Korean, and there's a track for English, and that depends on the language they use to teach classes in your department. So for example, my department is biology, and all classes are taught in biology. So that is why I had to provide a topic grade. But I know that for some students, like software students, their classes are taught in English, and international students don't have to provide their topic grade because they don't use Korean in their classes, right? And they take all the exams in English. However, even if you apply to the English track, I really recommend that you attach also a nice topic grade, because that would really make you stand out from the rest. So if I am to give you a advice in order to get into a Korean uni, it would be definitely to demonstrate that you can speak Korean and that you have your nice topic grade, rather than focusing on getting the highest average grade during high school. That was a really long question. So another question that we have is, how much is the tuition fee? So expensive. So it varies a lot from uni to uni. So I know that for some public unis you don't have to pay at all because they are public, but my uni is private. So Songyungan University is private, and I have to pay so the whole tuition fee for my department, it also varies within departments. This time it was 5,600,000 won. So it has gotten more expensive over the time. So when I got for the first time into this uni, I think it was 5.1 million won maybe, and then now is 5.6. But obviously I don't pay all the tuition fee because I get a tuition waiver thanks to my grades. So there's a GPA based scholarship that you get automatically as long as you are within a percentage of a grade range. I'm also going to be honest with you in this one. My GPA is around 4.3. So every semester, it was only one semester that I got less than 4.3. So I always maintain myself within 4.2 and 4.4. So my average grade is like 4.2 4.25 or 4.3. So I am always awarded at the 70% of scholarship. So I pay, last year I was paying 1.3 million or 1.4 million, but this time I have to, it increased sadly, and I have to pay 1.7 million or 1.8, something like that. So it got significantly more expensive, but there's nothing I can do. Medicine, for example, is much more expensive than that, and there are other departments that are less expensive than that. So you should definitely check out how scholarships work for your uni and for the uni that you want to go, and how much tuition fee you have to pay. For the next question we have, what about clubs? So I gave some kind of like application, how to apply to Korean unis information, and now I am going to move on to campus life. So wow, clubs, at least in our uni, but I think it's all around, like it applies for every Korean uni. Clubs are amazing, and there is a club for everything. Literally, there is a club for everything. Like, there is a club for making coffee, there's a club for traveling, dancing, reading, praying together, DJ. I am in a club for just making friends. Literally, there's a club for just making friends and just go out and drink with them. There are clubs for studying, there are clubs for language exchange, for photography. There's clubs for literally for everything. So in my case, I am in the dance club, and I am in a Make Friends club. I've been there for like 2 years now, maybe. So I was in the dance club from my first year, but because of Corona, we did nothing because we couldn't meet, obviously. And finally, last year we did activities. I did activities for the first time, and then I also got into the drinking club that we call it in our department. So it's a club for the biology department in which we just come together in order to meet each other, because due to Corona, there was a time in which people who got during that time into uni for the first time, we didn't know anyone, right? So we got into our department, but we didn't know people who were from higher years in order to help us. We couldn't get any kind of help because it was Corona season, you know. So finally last year this club was created, and people from our department came together in order to meet each other, in order to help each other, study together, etc., etc. But there are clubs for everything. However, I do have to tell you that knowing Korean is going to really improve your campus life. Actually, let's get into the next question. Do you have to know Korean in order to study at a Korean uni or not? So it depends on your major and it depends on your uni. But if you are to ask me, not taking like classes into account, not taking like the requirements into account, and just taking your campus life, knowing Korean is really going to make the difference for you. So obviously, as a foreigner, I know many other foreign students in uni, and the experiences that they have with the Korean they know, and the experiences that I have with the Korean I know. I am actually fluent in Korean, not as fluent as I am in English or Spanish, obviously, but yeah, like I can say that I am fluent in Korean, and I have no problems communicating myself, and I can even make presentations in Korean. So that is my Korean level so far. That has made really a difference for me in my life in Korea. So it gets to the point that actually people ask me where I come from in Korean. I obviously come from Spain, but since I speak Korean and I know the culture very well, sometimes they actually think that I immigrated here when I was very young, and that I am just a Korean like they are, because I understand the culture and the language so well. So that means that the treatment that I receive from them is like they have never treated me as a foreigner. I am not saying that there is something bad about being treated like a foreigner, but I do know that some Koreans are like a little bit shy when it comes to speaking English to foreigners. So it's obviously different from person to person. Yeah, like I have had Korean people told me that it is very easy to approach me even if I am a foreigner because I speak Korean. So they are just very comfortable around me. Obviously, it also has made very easy for me to get into clubs, to make more friends, and to listen to classes, to ask professors a question, because some professors really do speak great English, but some professors don't. So every aspect that I can think of, knowing Korean is always not a must, but it's definitely a plus. So I really recommend you to speak Korean to a certain level. You definitely don't have to be fluent, and I don't think not knowing Korean should be an impediment to you coming to Korea. but definitely if you were to work on it, it will give you so many benefits that I really recommend you to do so. So for the next question we have, what are the main school events? So there are so many events during the semester, you have no idea, like there are so many, and I love them all. So you have the entrance ceremony that I didn't have because of Corona. You have the graduation, of course. You have the big school festival. We have it twice a year, so during the spring and the fall semester, and it is amazing. I will for sure make a blog for you guys for the school festival. We also have like smaller festivals throughout the semester. So probably in March or April we will have this small festival, and then in May we will have the big one in which like idols come and we drink, and there's like a DJ party, and there are like so many things over the campus. Like it's crazy. So it's three full days of activities, and it's just crazy, tell me. So I am for sure going to be blogging during that time, so please look forward to it. And then we have like at the beginning of the semester we have this event in which like clubs make some stands out in the, like put some stands out in campus so that you can approach them and see which clubs there are, and you know, talk to the people. Oh, can I get into this club, blah blah, or what do I have to do to get into this club? There is something like that. And there is also something called 새내기 배움터, which is a kind of like a 2-night 3-day long camp in which people who enter for the first time, so first year students, get together with people from higher years and they just go to somewhere and then just make activities and then just get to know each other. And then as a first year student, then you can ask them like, what subjects do I have to listen to, what professors classes should I have to listen to, or what kind of laboratories are there in our department. So that is very nice. I couldn't go during my first year, of course, because of Corona, but yeah, there is something like that. We also have kind of like department events. So for example, if you go to my 3rd week of classes blog of last semester, so fall semester 2022, you will see that I attended a biocamp in which we had like sports activity during the whole day. So it was from the morning until night. We literally just played all day long, and it was very nice because we asked professors to not have class that day, so we didn't have to attend class, and it was amazing. So if you're interested, you should definitely check it out. As I said, it's on my YouTube channel on 2022 fall semester 3rd week of classes blog. So yeah, you should check it out. And for the last question, because as I said, I don't want to make this video super long, but I already failed at it. I'm very sorry, guys. So for the last question is, how is dormitory life? So dormitory life, I cannot speak because I have like tons of experience, especially because like I came to Korea during coronavirus. Obviously, when I came to Korea, I had nowhere else to stay but the dorm. So I got accepted into the dorm. I applied for it, and I paid when I was in Spain. So I got into Shinwon, which is like the newest dormitory in our campus, and I got into a 2 people 1 room thingy. And however, I did not get a roommate for the whole semester because of Corona and because I was a foreigner. So I do know foreigners who did get a roommate, but I just didn't. And I think it was probably because there was also no one who was Spanish, but I have no idea. I will not assume. So dormitory, in the case of Shinwon, it was really nice because I was alone, so I had some privacy, but at the same time it was not easy for me to meet anyone, right? Because I was completely alone. However, as for the dormitory life, it was great because you had your own bathroom. So in Shinwon there are bathrooms in each room, and there were like some cleaning appliances too, so you could maintain your room very clean, and you had your own bathroom, and the bathroom is separated from you know, kind of like the vanity room, like where the mirror is and the sink is and everything. So you don't have to, you know, someone can be doing something and the other person can be doing something, right? So that was really cool. I lived in Shinwon during spring semester of 2020, and then during the summer I moved to Yegwan, which is a female only dormitory with bathrooms in each floor rather in each room. So again, I got into a 2-person 1 room thingy, but I got no roommate. And the problem with Yeguan, well, the good thing about Yeguan is that it's much cheaper than Xinguan. So one semester in Xinguan, if I speak in euros, which is like the currency that we use in my country, in Xinguan I was paying around 1,000 euros a semester, which is not even 6 months. Whereas in Yeguan I was paying around 700 to 720 euros maybe. So it's considerably cheaper, but it's much older, and there is like bathrooms in each floor and not in each room. However, I was very lucky because, as I said, I lived during Corona, so literally I was not sharing the room with anyone, and I was sharing the whole floor with like 4 or 5 people or 6 people out of, I don't know, like 80 or more. So the bathrooms were clean because of that, because like no one was using them, right, apart from us. However, I have heard other stories from friends of mine who lived in Yeguan last semester or last year, where people were abandoned, and they said that the bathrooms are a problem. Like there are people who are just like don't care about anyone else and just like make it dirty, and yeah, they don't really think about other people using the same bathroom. So that is very bad. And the showers obviously are limited, like the places are limited, so sometimes you have to wake up really early in order to shower, or you have to go to bed really late in order to shower. So that is literally something, there's definitely something that you should take into account if you come to our uni. Yeguan is nice and Xinguan is much better, but it's considerably more expensive. And also I have to tell you that getting into the dorm is not easy, because you have to get into the dorm by your grade. So I have, for example, like the other day my Korean friend texted me saying that this time she couldn't get into the dorm because of her grade. So that is also something that you have to take into account. Like, don't take for granted that you will have your space in the dorm. You actually will have to work for it. However, there are some options off campus, like my friend, she actually got into a share house, and I am currently living alone with my roommates. So we got an apartment for ourselves. So yeah, even if you don't get into the dorm, that does not mean that you cannot come here. But the dorm, at least when you come for the first time, is definitely, I think, the best option, because you don't have to pay for services or anything, and you just get your room. You may get your roommate and make, you have someone to speak to, someone who to eat with, and everything. So dormitory life is enjoyable, especially also because you get to your classes very quickly. That's amazing. Like, I know people who have to come from Seoul to take classes, and they are always saying that I wish I could live on campus. So yeah, dormitory life is really enjoyable. We have 5 dormitories, if I am not wrong, in total in our campus. And if you want to know more about them, or dormitories in another uni, then you should definitely check out the dormitory admission guidebook that is posted on their webpage, because that is what I did when I was in Spain. Okay guys, so I hope this video was very helpful and informative for you. As I said at the beginning of the video, these are questions that I thought you would be curious about, but let me know down in the comments below which questions you would like to have answered by me as a Korean university student, international university student in Korean that is not an exchange student. Obviously, check out my Instagram to see what I do on a daily basis. And if you want to actually text me through Instagram in order to make any questions, please feel free to do so. I would really like to help you guys with your process coming to Korea. And I hope this video was not boring. I always try to make short videos, but I always fail, and I apologize every time for that. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Of course, like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye bye.